Welcome to A Home to Love. My name is Delina and this is my home. Today we're going to be in the dining room doing the fall decorate with me. I just want to take a moment and say welcome to all the new subscribers that have joined my YouTube family since our last video. I'm just overwhelmed and humbled by it, guys. I really am. So thankful for you all. Big news, I hit over 1,000 subscribers and now I'm monetized, so which means that I get paid for all the ads that are placed during my videos. So if you want to help out the channel, you could watch a few ads, you could give a thumbs up, those comments. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. So without further ado, let's get into it. And by YouTube magic, I'm gonna click my fingers and all this is gonna go down to the bare bones and we're gonna start from ground zero. Ready? So this is a tour of my dining room. On one end, I have two pre-built bookshelves, nothing fancy. I have my fish tank. I have my antique radio that's up on one of the bookcases because it's so heavy. For me to take it down and put it back up would be very hard on me after having knee surgery. I have two windows that face my outside onto my porch. I have my dining room table and chairs. I'm gonna refinish the dining room top and the legs probably in the new year. The chandelier that was not here when we purchased the house, there was not even a hole for the light. My husband installed it. It is on a dimmer, which I think is essential in a dining room. The grandfather clock, which to my pre-existing subscribers used to be on the living room side, and that has now been moved into the dining room. This is my hutch, which I removed the glass doors that originally were on this hutch. This hutch is from the 80s, but it matches my dining room table. And then that's my front door. So that is my dining room and our starting point. Where we're gonna start is with the first bookshelf. I have my antique radio up here on the top. I have a couple of coffee table books. And on top of that, I'm gonna place this fern in a hyacinth basket up here at the top. That's what it looks like up there. Now, the books are not going anywhere. The backing was white, and I decided to take some contact paper and add some wood feel to the back of my bookshelves. I will insert a before and after, and you can see the difference that this makes in this bookshelf. I wanted to bring more of that cottage cozy feel into the living room. And at my old house, I was very farmhouse, everything white, very austere, if you want to look at it. And here I'm looking to warm it up, but I can't afford all new things, so I am slowly transitioning things that I can by either painting it, changing it, and if it's within the budget, I will probably purchase. So let's get started on this shelf. So on this shelf, I have a film plant in a French country kind of yellowish pot that I got at the thrift store. I have a wood tray, again, from the thrift store. Didn't pay very much money for it. I am going to place that on right here, kind of on the diagonal. I'm going to put that fake plant right in there. And then I am going to move you guys up a little so you can get a better look at what I'm doing. Now, I have this little oil lamp I got at the thrift store, and I have a wax melt container that I'm going to set on that shelf in the back and set the oil warmer on there so that I have the height that I need. And then I'm going to take a pumpkin that I've had for a while. I like it. It's kind of organic. It's got little pine cones and things. I'm going to place that next to the fake plant, sort of in front of that oil lamp. And then I have a little pick, again, I've had forever. I'm going to place that in front of that little wax warmer so you don't see that. I'm going to take a print that I got from Public Domain, which is a very good freebie. You can print them off yourself, or you can go on Etsy and get a digital download, and for not much money get some beautiful prints. And the frame again was from a thrift store. And I'm going to set that in here. And that's our first shelf. Now, I will take it and give you a close-up when we're done with the bookcase, because I know right now it's kind of hard to see. So the next shelf is nothing but books. Tip you down. And then the next one I have books, but I put 3 on a diagonal. Or horizontal, excuse me. And on those horizontal bookshelf, I'm going to place a doily, a pumpkin I got from the Dollar Tree, a pick, a piece of a pick from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to curve that in there. And another pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. It was concrete and I kind of painted it more of a beige color. And I'm just going to set that right in there. And a little orange leaf just to pick up that color. And then I will take the camera and I will give you a close-up look of it. So this is what the top looks like with the antique radio, which I thought brought in more of a cottage feel, along with that lace runner. And then just some old books. Here's that close-up of that shelf with the faux plant, the organic pumpkin, and that little oil lamp. More books. And then that shelf with the pumpkins, and then more books. And that's all I'm gonna add to this bookshelf. And we're gonna move on to the twin of it over there in that corner. On the top of this bookshelf over here, what I've done is I've taken a long basket that I store my table runners, tablecloths, things that I need for the dining room in this basket. Now on top of that basket, I have placed a bunch of foam pumpkins. These are the ones that I did the DIY on where I painted them. And some leftover picks just rimming around the edge of the basket. And I just stacked them in there every which way. And like I said, you could see there's a tablecloth in there and a runner. And then I am going to place that up on the top shelf of the bookcase. So I'm just gonna place this up on the top. And that's what it looks like up there. Now the next shelf down, I did again another book turned horizontally. And on that, I'm going to take another fall print and another thrift frame, and I'm going to place that kind of wedged in there, just to add some visual interest into the bookcase. The next one down is this shelf, and the rest of it's just books. So on this shelf, we are going to take an amber glass pumpkin, a couple of leaves off of a garland, this leaf statue I got at Dollar General last year, and I painted with some copper paint and black underneath and then copper over the top of it. And I'm going to set that right in there. And that's all there is to that. And then I'll give you a close-up of that. So as you see, the basket on the top that adds texture to the white bookcase. That print. And then the amber pumpkin with the copper leaf. And then the rest is just books. Tip on your books, I sort them by subject and color. So it's OCD, but I think it makes the bookshelf look a little more intentional with the styling. And then my fish tank for those that want to see what that looks like. We are going to then move on to the wall in between the two windows. Now on this window, I got this Hobby Lobby shelf when it was on clearance. I think I paid, it wasn't much money, under $10. I am not gonna hang it this way though. I am gonna flip it over and hang it this way on the wall, which allows me a pocket to place all my things on it and not worry that they're going to be falling off the shelf. I have cats, I have grandkids. Safety is always a consideration in this house. In order to make this lay flat on the wall, they have these. I disregarded those. I put a couple D hooks on here. On here, I have some felt pads and a bumper so that it sits flat on the wall. And then I'm just gonna hang it up there. I have to get up on a ladder, so I'm going to turn the camera off, hang it up there, and then pick the camera back up, okay? Before I show you what that looks like on the wall, I took some greenery that I got from Dollar General, I believe, a berry pick, and an old burgundy fall pick that I've had for like years. And I'm gonna just smush them together like that. I have a thrifted little pot that I'm gonna place that in there. And then I'm gonna put that on the shelf. And also on the shelf, I have this painting, Etsy print. This was white and chippy for those that have seen it in my kitchen, and I spray painted it gold. And then I'm gonna place that up on the shelf, and then I'll give you a look. And this is what it looks like on the close-up. Now below it, I'm gonna hang a mirror. So I have this mirror that I paid under $10 at the Goodwill. And it reflects the light that comes in from my living room, which is on the other side, into my dining room, and it also reflects the light from the chandelier into the room. So, step back, I'll give you a look at that. Next, we're gonna move on to my china hutch. I have a round basket that I thrifted up on the very top, and then here's just the overview of it, empty. Now, up on top, I've had this basket before. It's the Hobby Lobby. It looks like a purse, a tote. What I've got in here, these are from Dollar General. These are from Amazon. They came in a pack of like 3 different colors for like $14, and a leaf pick from Hobby Lobby. And I just have them stuffed in there. I think I put an old towel down in there, and I just stuffed them in there until I got them to where I thought they were pretty. And I'm gonna place that up on top of the hutch to give it that fall feel continuing up. So let's face that up there. And I'll give you a close-up of that when we're done. I have 2 more thrifted baskets, again, placed on this side with nothing in it this time. And then the small one in the middle, and there's a riser up there so you can see that small one. And I will turn, as you can see. And this hutch does have LED strip lights in it, but when I turn it on, there's such a glare. So I won't turn them on for this video. The back have been damaged, again, contact paper. So I'm gonna start from up this side. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place one of my books and a doily. Now, the next item I got off of Amazon, and it's the scales, but the little part here that was sticking out was way too tall, so I had my husband cut it off, and I took a little bit of copper paint and kind of embellished the little edges to make it look distressed. On here I have a candle ring and a candle. The candle ring came from Amazon, and they do fall off. Just that, and I'm just gonna put that in there. And then I'm gonna do the same to the other side. And this is what that little candle ring looks like. And the candles were in the clearance section at Hobby Lobby when I received them, or bought them, I should say. Now I'm gonna set that there. And then I'm gonna move over to the other end. Now the other end, I'm gonna take candlestick that I got from Dollar General, a candle ring that I've had for ages, little white pumpkin. I'm gonna set the candle ring on the candlestick and the pumpkin on top of that. Okay. Next, I've got this cloche that I got from Home Goods. Inside of it is dried lemons. I had found this bowl filler at the Goodwill. It had dried lemons, little pumpkins. It was brand new for like, I think $9, and I paid like $3. And all I did was separate. I'll insert a clip of that video and show you how I do that. And then on top of that is sitting, it's on a candlestick to give it some height. And you'll see why I do that. And then I've got this coppery pumpkin candle, but I'm not gonna put a candlestick. I'm just gonna set that here. And like I said, I may fuss with it a little. And that's the first shelf. My inspiration for this is I wanted it sort of that cottage in the woods theme again to pick up where the kitchen was. I kind of want to blend it in here because it's all open concept. We're going to move on to the next shelf and the hutch. Now, in the dining room, the color of the day is green. I had gotten this at Hobby Lobby when it was on clearance. Set that right there. Found this at a local thrift store. I'm gonna set that. On the opposite end, I'm gonna place a riser from Hobby Lobby. I went thrifting and found these Crocs in this dark brown color, which I thought lended itself completely to fall. And I am going to place that on the opposite side. And there was a smaller one too. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a fall pick and one pine cone that I found in my yard that wasn't all rabbit or squirrel chewed. And I'm going to place that right there. Okay. In the middle, I have a doily my grandmother made. And I'm going to set that so it's, some of it's teetering over the edge, kind of flowing. And in the middle of there, I've got this dough bowl from Walmart. I'm gonna place that in the middle. So you see I have wood, and then you're gonna see what I do in the bottom one. To bring in that fall, another one of those candle rings that I've had forever, just a little bit there. And I have 3 pumpkins from the Dollar Tree in that orange color. And I did not paint them, I left them completely natural. And I'm turning the stems in opposite directions. Like I said, you have to fuss a little bit with it. Sometimes you gotta move things around so it's evenly spaced. At least for me, it needs to be evenly spaced. Now we're gonna move on to the very bottom of the hutch. First item I'm gonna place, I've got this cloche from Home Goods, and I put 3 faux green apples. And I'm gonna place that one in that corner. The next one is, it's a cloche with a ceramic green pumpkin. Now, I needed height, so I have a riser that I got from Dollar General. I'm gonna set that one in the back. The final one is, I don't know if you can see this, they're little dried pumpkins in there. I placed them in and turned it upside down. And this one came from Home Goods as well. Now I'm gonna place that one there. So you have wood, 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 and in the diagonal. Next, I'm gonna take some greenery, that same greenery that I had up in the shelf above the mirror. I'm gonna use that as my base. Maybe up a little closer. And I'm gonna tuck that in there. Now, these are those stems that I've been using. I used them in my kitchen. I used them in the basket above. So they came from Amazon. They came, like I said, in 3 different colors in the bundle. And I am going to tuck those kind of in and around to give that lovely fall color. And you have to kind of fuss with them to get them done. And I'm going to tuck one orange leaf on the side. Now I'm going to lay a tea towel with my last name right in there. And next to that is my marble rolling pin that I placed those clear bumpers on it so it would not roll. And I'm gonna tuck that in there. Now, moving to this side, I've got 3 green books. I'm gonna place them in there. And next to that, I've got my white Hobby Lobby scale, a doily, and this glass iridescent purpley green pumpkin that I'm gonna put right inside of it and then move it up there. And that completes some of the extras. You just take them off and tuck them in. And that completes the hutch. And then I will give you a close-up view of that. So we're gonna move over here to my chandelier. Now I have tied, I don't know if you can see the lighting, sorry. These little, they came with a shower curtain. There you go. And I am going to tie them to each of the ends of the lights, like I've done here. And that's our first step. With the chandelier, if you don't have the room for a tablescape during a family dinner, or you don't feel like picking it up every time you have a dinner, what I recommend that you do is take your chandelier and decorate your chandelier. I have a candle ring from Hobby Lobby. It had these beigey, like leather leaves that to me, they were just too peachy, so I cut them off because I just wanted the natural. On top of that is another candle ring, a pitberry candle ring from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just gonna intertwine the pitberries with the candle ring all the way around, just to give them that, so it looks like it's all one big piece. I'm gonna turn it. And depending on your chandelier, this might go a little easier than it's going for me. And then you're just gonna set it in the chandelier. And then I have some of these brown eucalyptus that I got from Dollar General that I'm also gonna tuck into here. If you hear my cat in the background, he's perfectly fine. I have corralled him in one of the bedrooms because he likes to get into everything, everything. And I would not be able to film. But he's fine, trust me. He's just very upset at me. I'm gonna turn it around, I'm gonna tuck those in, I'm gonna move some of the berries down, I'm gonna just play with it a little bit till I get it where I like it. And then make sure it's even all the way around so that your guests that sit on the other side have as nice of a visual as what you see facing you. I think that works. Now I could stop right there, or I could add more and keep going and keep going. It's all your personal preference. It's what makes you happy, okay? I am just here to give you some inspiration, some ideas, but in your home, you're the one that's got to be satisfied with it. Now in the middle, I am going to place one of those little fairy pumpkins smack in the middle. Just to give it that little, I don't know, little whimsy to it. And that's my dining room chandelier. Now we're gonna move on to the dining room table itself. And you'll see how this all ties in. First item that we're gonna put on the dining room table is this tablecloth that I've had many, 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 many years. In fact, it was made, I cut it down, it was made for a smaller table, but I wanted that cottage feel. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna place it on the diagonal. Straighten that out a little bit. There we go. But I'm not gonna stop there. And I know it's a little wrinkly. Yes, forgive me, I had to iron it, but it didn't work as well as I thought. Next, I'm gonna put this burlap runner on top of that tablecloth. Cut in front of you. Just spread it out. Make sure I've got it in the center. The next item that's going on here is a huge cutting board. I got it at Ross. And I'm just gonna place that right on the center. Okay? The next item, pumpkins. So I have a variety, of pumpkins and sizes, shapes in my color scheme. So first thing I'm going to do, I'll put the cream one in the middle. I believe the green one there, a rust one there, that dark green there, some rust ones in the middle. Okay. Just kind of, you're just playing with it. Next, I'm going to take these little teacup or, I can't think of it. Little tea light candle holders. And they're like little wood. And I'm going to place them kind of all like on the diagonal. Now I have a garland that I've had forever. It's in the reds and the rusts. And I have little tiny pumpkins that I got from Hobby Lobby with the picks, and I just wound them around. And I'm going to wind the garland around the pumpkins. And this is where you're going to have to runaway pumpkin. Fuss with it to get it where you want it. And you're just gonna fiddle around with it until you're pleased with it. I'm also gonna add some of these Indian corn, faux Indian corn, onto the table too. And like I said, I'm just gonna tuck those in. Some more pieces of the pick that I used up in the chandelier, I am also gonna use down here on my tablescape. I have these picks that I got from the Dollar Tree. They come in a dark and then they come in this copper color. And I picked the copper color because I wanted to tie in the copper from my kitchen. And then I'm gonna go the opposite way and tuck it in over there. And that's my tablescape. And I will give you a close-up after we're all done. Next is the plates, chargers, and napkins. I have these rattan wicker chargers, had them for years. I'm gonna place that there. I have these melamine plates that I got at the thrift store. They have like a damask design. I'm gonna set that one there. Now for napkin rings and napkins, I did not have, we've moved and I've gotten rid of some things over the years, but I needed some cloth napkins. I had a shower curtain that the patterns on both sides. I went and cut it up and sewed napkins, and I have wood napkin rings that the napkin rings I got from the thrift store. And I'm just gonna do, you know, the tuck. And that's that. Now for place mat, like if you were doing place cards, this would be a really cool thing. It's a burlap leaf and a oak leaf in green. I got it at the Dollar Tree. I twisted the stems together, and they're bendable. And I'm gonna place that to the side of my place setting, and I could put a place card name if I so chose. And then of course the glass, which I don't have any goblets. That's my next purchase, so forgive me that I don't have that. But that would be my place setting for this table. It gives that cottage feel without being too over the top. And then I'll show you what it looks like with all 6 of them. Thank you for joining me today and decorating my dining room with me. I hope you come back. Next week we are going to do the other half of the open concept, which is my living room. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that button and joining my YouTube family. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Throw me a comment down below. I love chatting with you guys. And I will see you next week. Have a great day.